what happened to my grandfather after May 9, 1945. Namely, why didn't the war end for him? And why did he fight until 1947? After the war, my grandfather came to his hometown, namely Loyal. He went to the military registration and enlistment office.
Hello, comrades. I see you have extensive experience in demolitions.
Do you want to serve your homeland? Since my grandfather was in a partisan detachment that operated in the Loyev district, he had unique information about where they mined their fields and swamps, their labs.
And he was enlisted in a demining brigade in this area. They searched for mines, removed minefields, unexploded bombs and ammunition, then took them to the testing ground and blew them up. There was one incident. They found 70 mines under a bridge that everyone had been driving on for many years. The Red Army wanted to blow up this bridge at the beginning of the war to slow the German advance, and they didn't have time. So it turns out that first the Germans drove on this bridge for several years, then they recaptured this territory, and the Soviet army was already driving by. And all this time, this bridge was mined and no one even knew. And here's another story. Once they were demining an area near a village, and an old woman came to their brigade and said, "Guys, I have an unexploded shell at home from 1943, help." They came to this old woman's house to demine. They looked and there was a huge rusty pile in the middle of the room. "Old woman, what is this?" It turned out that there was fighting here, and during the fighting, this shell flew into her house. Sandu. Then soldiers passed by their village, and she asked what she should do. And some soldier advised her to pour cold water on the shell every day. And this old woman lived with the shell in her house for 3 years and would just wake up in the morning, pour a bucket of water on the shell, and go about her business. She said, "Actually, sometimes I even poured water on it twice a day to make sure it didn't explode." So my grandfather served in the army until 1947. And here's another story for which he was even awarded a silver medal for bravery. Anyway, that's the story. It was during the storming of Königsberg, before my grandfather was shell-shocked. There was a fight and a lot of chaos. A Red Army soldier runs up to my grandfather. Apparently there's no contact with headquarters. The signalman was supposed to fix the connection. See the wire? I need to run in the direction of the houses and see what happened. Yes, Grandpa ran along this wire, and all around him there were bullets flying, bombs, shells exploding, planes firing from cannons, ships with long-range artillery firing straight at Grandpa. We can't stop this Russian! Hello, what should we do? So he runs behind the house, looks, the wire goes on, and then ends. And a pile of debris approaches. A man was lying in the debris. He turned it over, dead, and looks. What is this? A spool. It turned out to be a wire on a spool. And it was a signalman. He simply took this spool and ran with it. He unwound it all the way to headquarters like a big extension cord. And Grandpa didn't know where to run. So he took the spool and ran at random. And something saved him. Somehow he guessed right. In his old age, my grandfather started to write a book about his adventures, but he never finished it. It's at my grandmother's house. It's called Boys. What's the story? He had 3 friends, 15 or 16 years old. Just before the war broke out, they all split up. One friend went to Minsk and later joined the Minsk city underground. Then he was shot. The other friend was my grandfather. He joined the partisans. And the third friend, he joined the police. In there, he tells everything, how and what, but never finished writing.